Welcome to Evil News. Today's weather will be inconsequential, for I have finally completed my life's work. See, what started when I was a boy, but I wasn't a boy. No, I was a duck. Yes, a baby little duckling, separated from his flock, all alone in this big blue world, never knowing when a predator might snatch me up. And snatched up I was by one human doctor, Melanie Trenchcoat, sole heiress to Mr. Martin Trenchcoat, whose mysterious arrival during the Great Raccoon Invasion of 1857 and subsequent distribution of trenchcoats as a major fashion staple across the continent gained him and Melanie an extravagant fortune that inexplicably coincided with a great boom in the human population and the mysterious disappearance of many a raccoon. Oh, Dr. Trenchcoat had a brilliant mind, but the university, they couldn't see it. No, they fired her, took away her funding, all because of her quote-unquote unethical practices. Do you know how difficult it is to be fired for ethics violations in the 1800s? Well, apparently not very hard if you're an oddly shaped and surprisingly furry woman. Ethics aside, those practices saved my life. Yes, because even on her own, without any funding or support, she found a way to continue her research. And when she picked me up out of the grass, the down still on my back, she took me home and completed her experiments on me. Injection after injection, shock after shock. Finally, she transformed me into a baby human boy. I was duck, no more. She raised me, taught me the ways of the world, how to say words other than quack and quack quack. But alas, unduckified as I was, her research was not complete. No, she wanted to re-duckify me, to return me back to the cold, empty life of a flockless duck, a duck with no flock. Nothing but pain and suffering as I waddled through the world, starving as a flightless duck who never learned how to hunt for duck food, who never learned the ways of the duck's social economy. No, the only economy I knew of was capitalism. I could not possibly assimilate back to the highly structured socialist world of the ducks. I would not stand for it. I am human, built for profit and exploitation. I may not have started that way, but I am. Have I not dignity? Have I not human blood pumping through my human veins? Nay, I shan't return to duckhood. I refused. So I killed her. I killed my mother. I could not bear the thought of losing my personhood. I stabbed her 7 times. Dr. Trenchcoat, I killed her. And when I looked at her lifeless body, I knew I had made a mistake. I could not bear the weight of what I had done. Duck or human, it did not matter, because I was alone again in this cruel, cruel world. I placed her body into one of her cryostasis tubes, assumed her identity, and created a new identity of my own. I continued her research, took on jobs, paid her taxes, paid my taxes. I had to pay taxes twice every year just to keep up with the ruse. And then I went to university, yes, the same university which rejected her research was oh so happy to admit her son. Knowing I couldn't keep up with the lies any longer, I faked her death my first year, claiming she disappeared on a self-funded research expedition. It was easy enough, considering she was in fact already dead, but oh, how happy the dean was to hear of her demise, that self-righteous, misogynistic prick. But I had no time for him. I had work to do. I spent decades in university, earning PhDs in biology and biochemistry, using school resources to conduct my own research on the side. But it wasn't until I started researching physics more seriously that I realized the core problem of my research was not some missing chemical formula for life. No, I was missing power. Power is what I needed. And there was only one way to get it, so I studied the secrets of the weather and became a meteorologist. I knew the university would no longer allow me the time to work on my machinations, so I started working for my local radio station, using all my free time and money to transform the Trenchcoat family home into a laboratory capable of producing the power I needed. Since then, it has taken me more than 115 years to perfect my devices. I had to fake my death 3 times. I've worked for more than 20 different TV and radio stations across the nation. I had to learn 4 different types of TV and radio presenter voices just to keep up with the times. Well, screw your times, Chadney. I am the immortal duck man. The storms are set to begin in I don't have a watch, so let's say 2 minutes. See, earlier this morning, I set Dr. Trenchcoat's triply segmented corpse atop the broadcasting tower of this very news station, pumped full of chemicals, both hers and my own. When lightning strikes the news tower, Dr. Melanie Trenchcoat will be revived. After centuries of research, now I, but a humble duck man, wield the power of the gods. The weather is mine and mine alone to control, and combined with my molecule of electric revival, patent impending. I can summon necromantic lightning bolts from the sky anytime I wish. I can raise an army of the dead, but first, I bring back my mummy! And with Dr. Trenchcoat by my side, I shall initiate phase 2 of my plans and use the storms at my control to strike down every duck in existence, subjecting them to the horrors of humanity for their most grave crime of abandoning me. Every duck on Earth will undergo the same transformation as I did, and if they happen to be in flight when my unduckifying bolts of thunder strike them into corporeal manhood, then so be it. When you see naked men hurtling towards the earth in a V formation, I implore you to feel no pity for those of the very same socialist ducks which would dare abandon one of their own, leave him stranded in a world full of you human scum. Oh yes, I don't think too highly of you either, you humans and your annual competitions to paint the best ducks. There are no best ducks. Oh, I will revive every great duck hunter to ever live. We will scour the globe, searching for every duck-turned-human refugee and take them down. And then we shall revive them again under my control. Oh, they will obey my every command as they assist me in taking over the world, setting up courts to determine which of you filthy humans were duck sympathizers, and calling upon the power of the skies to strike you down where you stand. I will rule the world. Finally, I will be loved or feared. I don't really care which, human, duck, dead or alive. You will all know my face, and you will give me the dignity and companionship I deserve. I will never be left alone again. Oh, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, Jonathan Trenchcoat, you don't need to rule the world. You're just lonely. Of course, I'm lonely. I could never find a lover. Some parts of good old Johnny Boy are still too duck-like. And you could say, oh, times have changed. Some people are really into that now. I don't care. You had your chance, you filthy perverts, and I will not waste mine.